Just us? I'd like to think so. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Finally, the final boss has come back to DVD TV. And I am joined by a stellar cast, but they are all 5 stars in my book. Loving the star and total type talks, people. Welcome to the show. We got a lot to get through, so let's get the formalities out of the way. You know what to do. Like first and foremost, slap a like on the video, share the video and subscribe, of course. And very, very important, subscribe to Total Tide Talks. My guys, quite a few subscribers away from 800, if I'm correct, huh?
Yeah, almost done it. Done. 2 away from it.
2 away, so yeah, 2 on it. It costs you nothing. Don't be a cheapskate. If you do, then just go wash your feet, because I think if you don't want to give my man some subs. But yeah, people, welcome back to the channel. A guy that needs no introduction, my brother from the same mother out of London, North London, but he is here, and this weekend we're going to be in enemies. Hotspur, Bram, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Hello to all the viewers, to all the listeners, everybody that's tuned in, Ty. Good to see you and happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
Thank you
look,
so much,
it's so good to be, so good to be. I've been nagging David, let's have a show. And we needed to have one this week. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get cracking, guys.
Yeah, let's get into it. Total Tie, how are you, my brother? You're older, you're wiser. You what, 32
Nah, I'm
now,
doing
man?
amazing, gents. Nah, not even close to my 30s yet. But nah, it's lekker to see you, gents. Honestly, I've been waiting for a podcast as well, so it's really nice to hop on with you guys. Like the main man Bam said, we have a lot of stuff to discuss. There's a lot of topics, so DVD, whenever you're ready, let's go.
Yeah, brother,
Thank you, Andrea.
let's dive straight
Hello,
into
Andrea.
Pick up babes in the chat. Only one place to start at the start of the week. El Classico Madness, Ty, Jude.
Out of all the places you could start.
Of course, it's Sunday. I'm going in. The week starts there. The week started there for me, you know. After
Yeah,
7, you know, when Carte Blanche hits, then after 7, we're into Monday now already. El Classico,
no,
Jude.
funny enough.
Talk to
Yeah,
me, give
like
me your
honestly,
thoughts. I know.
this was, hey?
Go, Land. I know where we're gonna start, but give me your thoughts first, because there's quite a few questions I want to ask you about it. But give me your thoughts first.
Yeah, no, but honestly, like it would have been a perfect birthday if it wasn't for what happened in the Champions League and then also Classico time. Basically, that just seals off the season. Like, there was a moment where all of a sudden a bad season could have turned into something magical. You know what? Because I mean, win Real Madrid, and then realistically, like, they only need to pick up one more loss and then we can be on them. Win the Champions League, get to the semi-finals, potentially play against a nice, easy Dortmund squad. Would have been nice. And then all of a sudden, all of that just came crashing down. And the Classico was the thing where, because of how hurt we were in the Champions League, a lot of the fans were just like, okay, maybe we can pull something out of that. Yeah, maybe we can do something against Real Madrid. But realistically, if you were a betting man, you were gonna bet on Real Madrid in that game. That was the thing. The way they've been playing this season, and the fact that they're still gonna get Mbappe next season, it's something. A lot of people don't want to give them that credit, but there's something special that's happening with this Real Madrid squad now, and I could see that in the basket. We had our chances. But overall, it was just a thing of the thing with Real Madrid is at any point in time they can score against you. You get what I mean? That's what I felt that whole game. I felt like we can have a lead, anything can happen. Like Christensen scored, cool. I literally felt like he scored in the 7th minute. I felt like 9th minute, 10th minute, 11th minute. I just felt like they could score at any point in time. That's how dangerous they are now. And yeah, that's just the main thing that I could say. They have a solid squad, and it's making me fear how their squad is going to look next season. If you put an alibi into that squad, if you potentially look at the rumors of them getting that other guy from Lille, I can't remember, he's a defender, 18-year-old, 7-foot tall defender, and then on top of that also they're gonna get Mbappe. It's just like, yo, that's a dangerous squad that's building there.
You said alibi, do you mean Alphonso Davies?
Oh, sorry. I mean Alphonso Davies, yeah.
Yeah, but now I agree with you 100%. They are a sick team and they got that.
But also, Ty, the news
And
today
Hendrik.
that Bernardo Silva is joining Barcelona.
Might be. The thing is with that, so there was a meeting that happened in Barcelona today, and basically the meeting was between Laporta, Deco, and Xavi. Xavi wants certain players. That's the thing. But the club doesn't necessarily want to give them because Xavi is like he reminds me a little bit of Allegri. He doesn't mind signing a 34-year-old man as long as he knows I'm going to get that experience on the pitch that I need now. So with Bernardo Silva, that's the player he's been drooling over for the past 2 seasons. He wants Bernardo Silva, and yes, I will admit Bernardo Silva is a world-class player. But I'm gonna also say that I will have that fear with Bernardo Silva that I'm currently having with Lewandowski. You sign him when he's brilliant, all of a sudden he has this peak, and then you see him go down. And I wouldn't want to have another player in the squad that has no resale value. And also being a realist about it, I'm looking at it as he wants Bernardo Silva because Bernardo Silva is a pure attacking midfielder. That's technically what he wants. He wants someone that can play on the wing if needed, but can also play as an attacking midfielder. Now, according to Xavi, that's something that we don't have. Pedri isn't really an attacking midfielder. You get what I mean? Like, he's not the kind of person. He's not a Musiala. He's not a full Foden. You get what I mean?
I know what you mean.
He's not a Bellingham.
Frank is a number 8, right? So
yeah. That's the thing. So that's the things that he's looking at. So that's all that he wants. Gavi is the same, not an attacking midfielder. We do have someone that I personally feel can be that player, but it's up to Xavi if Xavi can test him or not. And that's Fermin Lopez. Like, when you see him play, it's amazing to think that he was playing 3rd division last season, walked into a Barcelona squad. Now he's literally our impact sub. And whenever he comes on, there's something happening there. I feel with him the same way that you feel with Emil Smith-Rowe, where it's like, if he gets a chance, if he gets a good run of games, you know that he'll make it in the squad. That's how I feel about him. It's like, I hope that Xavi can do that. But to answer your question, like, that's the thing. Xavi wants Bernardo Silva to come into the team. He wants Joshua Kimmich to come in and be the defensive midfielder. And he doesn't want Cancelo anymore. He wants a different right back in the squad. So we don't know who that is, but he wants experience, whereas the club doesn't want that. The club wants to sign, instead of signing Joshua Kimmich, you sign Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. 24-year-old defender, he still has 6 years ahead of him. Instead of going for, this is one of the rumors, but I doubt that this is true. Instead of going for Bernardo Silva, you could potentially tempt Florian Wirtz, because that's a young attacking midfielder. That's what the club is looking at, and that's what the club wants to do. But now it's all between Xavi and Laporta and Deco to see what they can figure out.
Your thoughts on, speaking of Laporta saying, look, obviously there is no VAR in La Liga because we all know why the Liga's skint, the Liga's poor.
Sure, I hate
goal line technology, actually, not VAR, but yeah. Nonetheless.
Yeah, it was shocking, no?
That decision, really what shocking. Do you make of it? Because Laporte said if it comes out, then obviously, look, we can see the ball cross the line. They're looking at the replay, but I think it's a bit too late in the season, knowing in the league that I mean,
it was
started, but I mean, come on.
It was horrible because realistically, that's like, I'm still a Spanish league lover through and through, but I will be honest, like, I've never known that the president of a league can mess it up in that way. Like, honestly, this is only the most public thing that he's done so far. Like, the thing that Premier League fans and stuff have heard about, like him not going, like him saying that we don't need to spend the 2 million on VAR, on goal line technology. We don't need to spend that money because it's nothing that's really important. Then it comes later into the season and you see something like this happen. Then there's also times where the president of the league is speaking about referees giving certain red cards to Real Madrid, and then it's like there's also times where he takes away. So this is something that was recently spoken about. He took away the stadium rights to a certain club because they disrespected him in the media. But now, doesn't that kind of sound weird? Like, why would your president even do that? He's acting like a mafia boss. Like,
sounds very Irvin Cosa like, no?
It does, bro. I mean, I even saw yesterday that he's announced that La Liga will play official league fixtures in the USA from the 25-26 season. Did you see that?
Yeah, there's gonna be some La Liga games, the big ones, and our cup finals. That's all because of him. Our cup finals will now be held in Saudi Arabia to bring in more money. But it's like a thing of, genuinely, it's really not needed. And my biggest thing, my thing that really hurts me and irks me so much about the president is the salary cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that
that's the thing.
also.
Like, whenever we talk about things, then people always have this conversation. They're like, yeah, boss is poor, boss is poor. Barca is not
Bosses,
poor at all.
Bosses
It's the
not
fact
poor,
that
bro. Trust you me.
we just have a wage bill that doesn't fit with the wage structure of the league. And that's what hurts us. It's literally like taking Tottenham tomorrow and saying, okay, so your wage bill is currently on 300 million. You have to bring that down by 100, bring it down to 120 million by next season. So now, what would you do? That means, okay, 5 of my main players need to be sold. I'm going to need to get wage cuts on half of these players, and I'm going to need to sign in cheaper players. Now, the problem is that is at least for Barcelona and Real Madrid, it's sustainable. But now, since the wage structure works out how much attendance you bring in, how much money you make as a whole throughout the season, now they take that into it and they work out your wage structure. For smaller teams in the league, it makes it almost impossible. So the chance of us having a Leicester City, the chance of us having what Girona is doing now is almost impossible, because Girona is doing this now off of loan players that they brought in. But that's not a sustainable way to go
It's not
forward, because
sustainable.
I've hated that. I've hated when a team comes up like Rayo Vallecano. One of my favorite teams, an amazing story behind them. But then those are one of the teams that has to survive each and every single year on loan deals. They have to bring in 7 players to be part of their first squad. Season ends, all those players go on to other stuff. Next season, loan in some more players. And that's how you have to survive.
But also Ty, remember this is not something that's been coming on now. This is something that's been happening all through the 80s, 90s, the 2000s, not just in Spain but in Germany. Because you got to look at some of the transfer fees that's happened over the years, and some of the viewers might be too young to know. This all started in the sort of the middle to late 80s, where a lot of the other clubs were funded by Madrid and Barcelona in terms of Barca will pick up a youngster elsewhere and immediately send him to a Seville, Betis, Sociedad, right? Barca will then, so that player then establish himself and his value should be 40 million. Let's hypothetically say in today's money, 40 million. Barca signs him then for 15.
Yeah.
All right? And I'm going to give you somebody that is 2021 that's not going to make my first team, but I'm going to send him 2 players to you. And then when I sell this player later on, you get a portion out of that. So that is how the revenue, these clubs were just carried on. And then there was a year where when Seville broke into winning the Europa League and they started breaking into constantly doing well in Europe, when this squad was checked, 1 year, Dani Alves was playing for them. Ramos was playing for them. I'm going to struggle to remember the names of a couple of the other players.
Jesus Navas wasn't
Within 3 to 4 years, right? Within 3 to 4 years, that entire squad that played that year were all playing for Barca and Madrid. Every single player. We're all playing for Barca and Madrid. Yeah. So that's because they were actually owned by those 2 clubs anyway, that entire squad, right? So it's almost like an academy. If they do end up being something special, you cannot charge me 60 million because I gave him to you for 2 million, 3 million. Yeah. You're going to sell him to me what I think he's worth. And if I sell him on, I'll give you a chunk. By the way, here's 3 youngsters. Take these 3 and develop them for me. With the same with do you really think that, here's an example, Mats Hummels starts off Bayern, goes to Dortmund, goes to Bayern, goes back to Dortmund. And guess what? He was rumored to go to, there was United, Spurs, Arsenal. Were offering him 3 times the signing on for the salary that Bayern sold him back for. Guess what? He had no choice. He was told, you're going to go back there again.
True. But I mean, I think about this now.
What's his name? Is
Mario Götze.
Götze.
Another
he
one.
Had no choice. He had no choice. He wanted to go to England. He was going to, I think it was Liverpool. So he was going, and he was told, no, you cannot go anywhere.
But now you think about it. But now you think about it. Like, the thing is now, with all the money that is actually currently coming into Spain, the best way to actually stop that is to allow some clubs to take risks. And that was my biggest issue with the wage structure, because realistically, by allowing a club to at least somewhat take a risk, you will get clubs that will start being successful, even if it is along the means of bringing in players, getting them to have a good season, and then selling them on for a profit, allowing that to build us into the next season. But now you have situations like Real Oviedo. Real Oviedo is in the 2nd division of Spain. They have the 6th richest owner in the world. They genuinely have an owner that's richer than the Barcelona president at the club, but because of their attendance record, they're not allowed to spend money. So because of that, they literally have to survive on free transfers. Now I'm using the word survive, whereas he had plans to say, okay, I want to build a 40,000 seat stadium. Let's take our stadium that is 12,000 seats now. Let's take it up to 40,000. I want to change up everything. I want to give you guys a new training ground. I'm not allowed to do that because of what the club is, of what the owner, of what the president of the league is doing. Because now the president tells me, okay, I can add more seats, but that's going to count against you because your attendance percentage is going to be lower. So that's the thing. Now you also having clubs that is you're not going to get investors in these clubs. You're not going to get people that wants to watch this because now the standard of football is going down. Because the standard of football is going down, it's not as entertaining. Now it really becomes a two-horse race where it's just Barcelona and Real Madrid. A club, I'll give you a good example. Since 2016, it's always been Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is also not a poor club at all. Please tell me why Atletico Madrid's main signing going into the new season is going to be Marcos Alonso from Barcelona on a free transfer. Because within their wage structure, that's all that they can afford. They can't bring in anyone else.
Like Graham mentioned now with Griezmann as well.
Look, what do you mean?
Griezmann, didn't you buy Griezmann? You bought him and then you sent him back, like Graham said.
No, but that was mainly because his wages. No other club was going to take him on that wages.
True.
Think about it. The man was on 400,000 by us. No one else will take him for 400,000. Okay, but then again, also, just when he went back to Atletico, he had those performances for France also. So he picked up his form and he still performed for France. So no one could have smelled that. But when we sold him, it was really just a thing of we need to get him off our wage structure. But you see what I mean, man? That's the thing. It's like the wage structure the way it is now, it's not helping the league at all. So now it's really going to be a thing of Sevilla's going to fall behind. Valencia is literally now not even worried about signings. They're only promoting from the youth team. Now the president sees that and he's like, okay, why can't more of our clubs do this? Not thinking that Valencia has had one of the best academies since 1920. So it works for them, doesn't work for any other club. So it's just hurting the standard of football in Spain.
Say no more. Fair enough. Ram, let's wax a bit lyrical on Jude Bellingham. What do you have to say?
Yeah, look, I just want to touch on Barca Madrid. I actually watched Barca in the Champions League. And I'll be honest, like I used to watch Barca all the time. From Rijkaard, Cruyff, Rijkaard, Guardiola, all the coaches thereafter. I stopped in the recent sort of 2 to 3 years because I just felt that it wasn't the Barca that you know. But I watched the other night, and to be honest with you, in the Champions League, I can see where it's lack of experience cost them. But I was very impressed with Barca on Sunday. Look, the disallowed goal changed the complexity of the game. I felt that that forced thing of Lewandowski has to play. If Lewandowski doesn't start the game and you play anybody that has got some form of legs and can actually move up front, Barcelona win the game.
I'm with you there.
Barcelona win the game. You can't play with someone that just cannot move up front. He can't move. Right?
You know
you
what
might as well have played Romario and fetched him for the game and played him. He probably moves faster than Lewandowski.
Xavi has this problem with Lewandowski. You just believe. The thing is with Lewandowski, and this is really what I hate about it. Xavi sees it as at any point in time, Lewandowski can get that one chance and all of a sudden kill a game.
That's the thing.
He can pull out those performances. That's the problem also. Because he has more shit games than good. Sorry the language.
Do you think that it's a case of Xavi or it's a case of, listen, I pay this guy a lot of money, he has to play?
I think it's Xavi, because one of the things that has always been very specific about Xavi is very strict on players that can play a specific position. So with Lewandowski, He wants a striker that can hold up the ball, and he wants a striker that can finish clinical chances. Now, Lewandowski has those games where he's very clinical. Then he has like 2 or 3 games where he's extremely poor. One of the things that he can do is he can hold up the ball, and his passing every now and then is a bit bad. But he does what Xavi wants.
But it's going
to
work.
But it's not what the fans want.
Against lesser opposition, of course it will work. You know, lesser opposition that have stage fright because I'm playing at the new camp. Yeah. It will work. But when you have players that whose pedigree and my ego is better than everybody in your team, your stadium, that's not going to work. And it failed against PSG. It failed against. Yeah. He's finished. He literally is finished.
He's clear.
I will say though, one of the things that I did feel about the Champions League game is that actually hurt me. Is I wish I could have seen what would have happened in that game if Araujo didn't get sent off. Like, I'm not saying we were going to win. I'm not going to say we were going to win. But the thing is, like, I could feel if you scored, the game is in your hands, everything is working for you. All of a sudden, a red card comes in, and it's your leader at the back. Like, I wish I could have seen what would happen if he didn't.
Oh, wow. Karma hitting you well. I remember our leader getting sent off against you at the Nou Camp a few years ago. And, oh, well, cry me a river. My heart bleeds for you. I am filled with remorse. Ha ha! Hold that.
Then again, yours was in the finals, so it meant more.
Do you know, we also drew with them in the Champions League. We went down to 10 win. If we had to beat Barca that night, you would have knocked you out of the Champions League. You would have finished third. We drew 1-1.
You finished third in the group. That was in the group stage.
In the group
didn't you play your guys at Wembley? You played your home games at Wembley that time.
Was that the game where Rakitic hit that volley in? Was that game?
Remember, we played at Wembley. Messi started, Coutinho started, and you beat us 5-2. Right?
Coutinho scored first leg. Who got in though?
So, no, that was in the group stage. We were in your group. Then we played you at your place. We went a man down. You were leading us. We were leading us 1-0. And then Moira scored. We finished second. You finished top, and we went through. In the Champions League, 11v11 because Messi was the only one that started. He fielded the weakened team, but Messi started. And then we went down to 10 men against you, and we were all over you. They sent somebody off. It was 1-0 to you. They sent someone off. We scored with 10 men, and we literally had chance after chance, disallowed, offsides were called, you know, and like I said, David says, it's payback for you because that night, I mean, it was brilliant to see us. Even the second league Barca squad is better than Spurs, and we're holding Barcelona with 10 men, and then we started dominating the game. I remember Son and Moira were running us ragged at the back. And yeah, we had someone sent off, and that was it. And then Moira got a fortunate goal, and we went through. We drew. We came second. But
my understanding it was Davidson Sanchez that got sent off that game.
It was him, yes. He was sent off.
I'm sure it was Davidson Sanchez.
He was sent off. 1-1. We drew 1. It started from the game at Alplet. It was only 1. He fielded 10. He made 10 changes. But Messi started.
Ty's gonna go look that game up now on YouTube. I guarantee you.
I remember. I remember.
Do you know that game is what kept Harry Winks at Spurs for about 3 to 4 years after that game. He was very good that night. Yes, 2018, the year we reached the final. We were in your group. We went down.
You were above us that season. I'm thinking now, no, it wasn't. We finished on 14. You guys finished on 8 points.
You said because they ended second.
Oh, sorry, I think we ended second.
We came.
When was we in second?
No, we came second. You ended on 14 because there were still 2 games after that. If we had to beat you, we would have gone top of the group.
We would have gone top. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. You meant
we had 2 easy games.
We beat you 4-2 in the first game and 1-1 in the second one. That one.
I think it was 5-2 or 5-2 or 6-2 even in the first game, something like that. Yeah, Coutinho's got a hat-trick. He annihilated us that night.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we just touched once. And, what happened to Coutinho?
Nah, he killed us.
Before we
that was his best game in a Barca shirt.
Yeah, but just like Seri Davy asked about Jude Bellingham. I think
Jude Bellingham. Who would you pick as your 3? Who would you pick as first? Talk to me about Jude. And is he the best player in the world right now? Because he picked up a Laureus Breakthrough Award now the other night as well. And then you're an England fan, of course. Who would you play in your 3? Your midfield 3 for England? Because you have an array of talent.
Sure, too much.
Honestly speaking, for me, if England were to play tomorrow, First game in the Euros. My midfield three would be Mino. What's his name? Mino from United. Jude Bellingham. Kobe Mino. Jude Bellingham. And Saka wide on the right. Foden in the 10.
So who's going to be your number 6? You're going to let Mino sit. So what are you going to do with Declan Rice?
You're going to put Jude next to Mino.
I would actually push Jude, into the 10. Mino and Declan Rice. That's my 3.
Okay. And then Foden
and... Foden and Saka on the right.
Foden on the left, Saka on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that gives England balance. Balance. Depth. Maddison doesn't start for me or doesn't get into the side. Grealish doesn't get into the side. In the squad, don't get me wrong, in the squad. But I feel that Kobe Mino for me has something in him. So just to give you my thoughts, I hate the 6 and the 8 business in football. I hate that people say, oh, he's a 8, he's a 6, Listen, Patrick Vieira, Emmanuel Petit. Tell me what creativity was there between the two of them?
Not really.
0.
Right? No, not really. Not really like out.
Do you know what they could do? They could pass. They could tackle.
Go forward,
They could move. They could go forward. So what your 6 and your 8? I mean, someone says this player is a 6. In other words, you would never have made the best Arsenal or the best United side in the Premier League. Because you are just a 6. You are just a 8. Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Paul Ince. There was no, I'm the 8, I'm the 6, I'm the 10. Bro, you center midfield, you must move up and down, you must tackle, you must pass, you must see a first time pass, you must see it all. You must do it all. Now today you get Declan Rice is better as an 8, he's a 6. He's nowhere near the caliber of Vieira, Petit, Edu, Gilberto, Scholes, Nicky Butt, Roy Keane. He doesn't make any of that top centre midfielders that we've had in the Premier League. Tennis wise, he doesn't. But in today's football, he's one of the best players in the Premier League. He's already one of the best players in the Premier League. That's the thing for me. Is Jude Bellingham does it all. Kobe Mino does it all. You don't need to. And that's why I say, if you ask me, would you start Declan Rice over Kobe Mino? No. No. Because at 18 years of age, you look at him at 18, look at where was Declan Rice at 18. Look at where was Frank Lampard at 18 years old.
18, yeah, exactly.
They're nowhere near as good as that boy. And that kid's exceptionally good.
He is, bro.
And he can do everything. Declan Rice is limited if you compare between the two of them, Rice is limited. But you wouldn't leave him out of your team. He's made the difference in Arsenal's team. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
now I made a massive
question.
That's because of him.
Question, Jude, for me, best player in the world at the moment.
I can't put Kylian there just yet, man. Honestly. Because of the league that Kylian and on Jude's stage that he's doing it at is different.
Kylian's distraction is everything else but football.
I think the Euro must come for Kylian. Did you see his assist last night?
PSG is not a place for footballers.
Yeah, but I see Osman is going there. Osman is going there.
Yeah, that's a waste of a talent.
Neymar, Barcelona was at you had Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, and I felt at that time, just at that particular time, Neymar was eclipsing as a footballer Ronaldo for me. He was eclipsing Ronaldo as a footballer. We're not talking about achievements. So if anybody, guys out there, I'm not speaking about goals and the amount of goals Ronaldo scored. Listen, as a footballer, Neymar was starting to eclipse Ronaldo in his ability as a footballer. He went to PSG, and that was the end of him. Finished.
Evening, gents.
Good evening, Isidore. Long time, man.
Evening.
How are we? Are you well?
Can you see what Liverpool does? Can you see?
Isidore, you want a toffee?
Hey.
You can give me the toffee now. Organize.
Big up, my brother. Big up. We're all coming there. Don't you care? But love for jumping on, my guy. Yo, how are you otherwise?
Nah, I'm good, bro. Besides Liverpool, I'm great, bro. How are you guys doing?
All good,
Nah,
man.
we're good, we're good, we're good.
All good, buddy. All good.
Davey, before we go further, before we go to the Merseyside derby, what's his name? Khalib. Okay, I want you to send him and you can clip this. What did I tell you about Mo Salah and his value or what he adds to Liverpool now? Because he said to me, watch him post AFCON. And I said to you before the AFCON, he ain't the same player no more. And what did I tell him? I said to him, if you feel that Salah is literally the same player that he was, I'm sorry, but you are playing him because he's Mo Salah at Liverpool. And it's the same with Lewandowski at Barcelona the other night. If you had anybody else who'd win the game, if you last night, and based on what Salah's done in the last 3 to 4 weeks, why does he start for Liverpool?
Yeah, look, let's segue straight into last night. Actually, I personally look.
He was poor.
I think we can save Arsenal and Chelsea when we come to the North London derby preview. But let's talk about last night. Isidore, give me your thoughts, bro. Like, I think. Do you think you guys have just timed out? They're like tapped out for the season, look tired. Salah is just like going through the motions. Everybody going through the motions. Nunes is just catching on his own cups a cut. But anyway, man, your thoughts.
Check
it, man. Seriously.
Check it, David, from my side. It's frustrating, bruh. Yeah, check it. Since the United game in the FA Cup, up until yesterday, we are poor. Just say for the whole.
Yellow Morse, or what does it just mean? Do you feel yellow Morse?
We're wasting chances, my bro. I check it. Darwin Nunes for me at the moment, that man cost us the title. To be honest with you, because look last night also, straight to the keeper against United also. All of that, my bro.
Did you guys see our Owen? Sorry, sorry.
Owen Cook, man.
Did you guys see Owen?
I saw that.
If you have a chance, if Ty has a chance, try and just see Owen in the studio halftime last night.
Man, I didn't see halftime.
He goes like this, man.
He lost it. He lost it. He's like, how do you miss? How do you miss? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Hey, and he wanted to say like he gets paid a lot of money. He went this high profile. You cannot miss from it. I'm like, this man is going ballistic. Owen was on another level of angry.
Check it, Michael Owen always backed that, bro, man. That is why. And that is the
everyone
reason why.
Backs him. That's the saddest part.
I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his. I think the guy is a very good player. He gets into positions, he does things, but you can't excuse. Who's worse, him or Jackson at Chelsea? Who's worse? Davey, your opinion?
Fuck, I still say Action Jackson.
Ty, in your opinion, who's worse?
I still say Action Jackson.
That's a weird question.
Dude,
it is Jackson, but like,
I'm sorry, but if Nicholas Jackson takes his chances or the half chances he got against you, David, the other night at 1-0 down, it's a different ball game.
It's a totally different game in the first half.
But
he had over the weekend against City. All his chances that he got against City.
Yes, definitely. The City game was worse. Yeah.
But that is the same thing with what in the Palace game also. Liverpool, Jota, Salah, everybody missed also. But that is Liverpool's story, my bro. For the last a month or two, we're getting chances, we're not taking it. And also the other thing as well is, why are we also conceding goals first? Like in the first 5 minutes, we concede 1-0. Look at the Palace goal also. We walking basically, my bro. What is his name? That guy just coming to the box, goal like that. Same against Sheffield United. David D, I can go on. What you against you guys also the same. You guys should have been 2-0 up. Same thing. So I don't know what happened. You see, the thing is, I can't say it's Klopp's announcement of his retiring or putting at the end of the season. That can't be the answer.
But I don't think you can.
I don't think it's that. There's something else. It's either the team is already tired, and also you can't tell me, but the title run is not for Liverpool. Well, I can say Alisson won the title, Van Dijk won the title, Salah. Who else is still there? All of them has got the pedigree and also the calmness. But for some reason, I don't know what is happening now with all of this happening in Liverpool now. But yeah.
Do you think was that the final nail in the coffin? Just before you go, but was that the final nail in the coffin for you, Isidore? What you? I still feel these twists and turns. Don't get me wrong. If Spurs win us on Sunday, you guys win. We level on points again, but City, which I'm actually worried about. But do you feel that's the final nail in the coffin? And what have you made on your new link with Arne Slot as your manager?
Check here. I was confident up until the Everton game, because you see the Everton game, like I told my other brother also, Everton and United is in the same WhatsApp group. They will always play quiet against Liverpool, no doubt. Doesn't matter if it's at Old Trafford or at Anfield. Last night again, Liverpool made Everton play like Real Madrid or look like Real Madrid. Everton didn't play quiet. Liverpool was all over them, but what we
I wouldn't go that far saying they look like Real Madrid. I think they were just very fortunate that the finishing was poor, but they grew in the game. They grew and they got very confident. There was a period
that
where
is how Real Madrid plays sometimes.
Yeah.
Real Madrid just play Havertz, but then they still clinical.
There was a period where
They got one chance whole game and they score.
But just to say, like what Isidore was saying and what you asked him, I think Ty is in the same boat with Barcelona. At crucial times this season, Barca, you'd expect the experienced players to have carried them through, that they would still be chasing Madrid all the way down to the wire for the league title. But there's more the experienced players than the inexperienced ones that have really not put in that 8 out of 10 performances when you needed them to. I think I don't know, in your opinion of Barca, your experienced guys maybe in games needed, because even the other night against Madrid, the experienced guys were kind of hiding, and you had the effort, like the will to win the game was your lesser players. When Ferran Torres came on, Felix came on, and they paired up with the guys on the field. There was only one team that was going to win that game, as Barca, until Jude's goal at the death.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's the thing. Like what makes it difficult for us is, if you think about our experienced players, there's the Stegen that's been there since 2014. So that's our main experience here. But his experience is at the back in the polls. Then you have Lewandowski that's up front, who is still relatively new to the squad. You have Gundogan, who only came in recently. The other experienced players are a couple, or like the other experienced players like Sergio Roberto. But how do you really necessarily take that guidance from him if he's our sixth man on the bench when it comes to our midfielders? So the other one is Oriol Romeu, who was playing at Girona. So with our experienced heads in the squad, there's not that much that I'm really working with. So the players that do have to bring it up is the players like our youngsters, and then that's at least something that makes me look forward to next season. If things isn't going right in attack, you have Lamine Yamal that's trying to dribble through this entire team. If things aren't going right, you have Pedri that's trying to break his hamstrings just to at least get something out of this. You have defenders like Pau Kabasi. I'm so proud of the fact that against Real Madrid, this was a 17-year-old boy that wanted to get into a fight with Rudiger. I'm thinking, this boy's so small, but that's passion. Because Rudiger was fighting with someone else, he goes and he shoves Rudiger. And at least I know that if there's one thing that I can at least, one positive I can take from the season, it's at least that I'm looking forward to next season knowing that there's at least something to work with. It's the same, I'm sure it's exactly the same for you, Isidore. Even if the season doesn't go your way, at least one thing you can look towards is this is a couple of stuff that's happening with my team. So, if it is Arne Slot, and I must tell you guys, that man is a brilliant manager. If he comes in next season, he's at least coming into a squad where, okay, Salah is out the door, Van Dijk might be out the door, we have a couple of players that might be leaving, but at least the man who's leaving at least left me some gems in the squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree with that more. I'm sure Isidore will touch more on it as well. But I think Klopp is leaving Liverpool in a much better state than what Wenger and Fergie left in. That's my opinion. But Isidore, are you looking forward to it? Where would you freshen up the squad? Because Klopp rebuilt the midfield, and McAllister I still think has been outstanding. Okay, Szoboszlai started off well, but he's gone a bit off the ball, obviously, first season. Diaz needs to work on his finishing, couple of one-on-ones. These must as long, but obviously that will take time. But where are you looking at freshening up the squad for next season?
Look, I would say Keller is gonna leave obviously because for first team football. So Liverpool
I think
needs
he's
to
done
get
well
the
actually as well. That's another one I think he's done well this season.
No, he done brilliantly. He done brilliant. But unfortunately, Ellison is not gonna back down. He's number one. I would also say a left back as well. Yeah.
I think Allison's gone. He sold his house. I think he's leaving. Yes, he sold his house in Liverpool.
Okay. I didn't know.
I also didn't know that.
No, he sold his house. He sold his house now recently. I think you're only losing 2 players, and I think it's Salah and Allison. I think
then again, guys, let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe Allison sold his house because he wants to move to a nicer part of the place. Maybe that's why. You never know.
One of his 5 different houses that he sold.
Liverpool's like Elsie's. There's only a few nice roads in Liverpool. I mean, where else is he gonna move?
Somebody make Elsie into them now.
Hey, don't talk about Dawood, eh?
Nah, look, you Van Dijk. I doubt Van Dijk's leaving. You know where else is there but Liverpool? If you're not gonna go to City, Liverpool hardly sell anybody to City. I think Milner was the last person. I don't think that would Madrid. Yeah, Madrid probably will take someone like Van Dijk.
Maybe Trent.
I think the homegrown guys, the likes of Trent will stay. I don't think they will leave. But I can see Alisson gone. I can see Salah's gone.
I can see Van Dijk leaving.
Do you think so?
Are you telling me that you guys can't picture him in a Juventus shirt next season? Just be honest. Can you not? Like, I mean,
why would you want to leave Liverpool?
Let's see.
No, I'm just saying. Realistically.
Fine. I think it's bit you.
He's
you guys
also the guy who did everything he needed to. He did everything he needed to at Liverpool. He's going somewhere else now for a new challenge. I can't see what does he gain from staying at Liverpool next season? You think about it. For him as a footballer, what does he gain?
First team football, captaincy.
Nah, think about it. He can get somewhere else. He can genuinely get that somewhere else. I can see him going to PSG all of a sudden next season. You know what I mean? PSG, not a Saudi deal, but I could see him going somewhere. PSG, if Bayern goes for him now, are you telling me he's not better than Eric Dyer? I can't see the Madrid deal. I can't see that because of the way they're going.
This is a football pod. You don't speak about donkeys. This is don't bring that name on. No, don't bring that name on.
We couldn't score on that.
That man was solid against Arsenal. That man was.
That's a clown.
That man's making slide tackles and he can have the badge. So
imagine coming out saying Ange Postecoglou never does tactics. You no longer at the club. What is wrong with you? Why do you bring it up? I've just got no time for him.
Isidore, I'll pose this question to you. What if the team rejects the new manager like Arsenal did to the manager before Lovely Arteta? Now, first and foremost, I don't think Arteta is fucking lovely. That's a story for another day. But I think the question is, the genuine feel is that Liverpool, for me, have always been patient with their managers. I mean, I think even Roy Hodgson.
I think you should bring her on. I think you should bring her on the pod because that is a top question to ask.
See, I just want to make a point though. But remember also what you're thinking about is you're thinking about a time when Liverpool wasn't necessarily achieving a lot. A manager coming in now is going to be under a lot more pressure than when Roy Hodgson took over.
Irrespective, they've never just
look at a question. What if the team rejects the new manager? So that's where your answer comes in. If the likes of Van Dijk and Alisson sees the name of the new coach, they don't need to sit and meet with him like Kane did to first meet Postecoglou and then make up his mind, I'm going to leave. They will make up their mind before the season's over to say, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. And so there's a valid question.
He's a very good manager, but he's not an exciting one coming in.
That's a valid question posed there is, what if these guys reject that name that he's put forward to want to play under him? Yeah. And like you said, if you have Virgil van Dijk, I would rather play under Xavi, Ancelotti, and play against Honest Not, you know.
He's a brilliant manager, but that's the thing. He seems like a plan B option. We couldn't get Roberto De Zerbi without they're going to go for him. And that's just being honest. It really does feel that way. It's like he's a very good manager, but at the same time, Ten Hag was also a brilliant manager before he went to Man United. It's another coach that's coming from the Eredivisie into a title.
In whose eyes was he a brilliant manager?
Nah, not in mine.
Nah, it was Ten. Nah. Genuinely, guys. Genuinely. Ten Hag.
Genuinely, I'm telling you,
No.
Guys,
when
he went to
the semi-final against them.
No,
guys,
he was
I'm
never.
just being honest with you guys. When Zidane said that he was willing, that he was going to leave after his second season, the coach that was being lined up for the job was Ten Hag. Before we got Xavi, the coach that was being lined up was Ten Hag. But I'm saying
he was lined up with everybody, Ty. All because people got excited against football he played against a few teams in the Champions League. People got excited because it was young and it was at blah blah blah. He was linked with everybody. He achieved nothing in football. And look what happened now.
Yeah, no, I know. But remember, that's the point I'm trying to make. It was still an exciting manager that came into the job. He was being linked everywhere. He could have also taken the Bayern Munich job, but his wife didn't want to move to Germany. It's a thing of there was options there for him. He decided to stay one more season. He went to Man United. But
allegedly.
But I'm saying that it's the same thing. It's a manager's coming from the Eredivisie. And one of the first things that Zlatan said about what stood in Ten Hag's way in his interview was the fact that going from a division where you are a leader and coming to a team where you have leaders in the squad and you have to win with that. That's the thing. It's going to be difficult for you to win over the club. Now, it's going to be the same thing at Liverpool. Arne Slot is going to struggle to win over this dressing room because you have players that are at a high caliber. I would even go so far as to say that it's a higher caliber in the Liverpool squad than it was in the Man United squad when Ten Hag took over. So that's where he's going to struggle.
Definitely.
But how do you feel? Would you agree with that?
Look, I would agree. The thing for me is that we as Liverpool fans must now, how can I say, get Klopp out of our system, if I can put it like that. Because now, remember now, a new manager is going to come in with his own stuff. Like Bram also said now about the team as well. I don't know what is going to happen, but at this moment, all I know is Trent is in contract talks with Liverpool. So that's a positive. But he didn't sign yet. So we now need to wait and see what is going to happen. But look, what I listened to Melissa already yesterday when she also mentioned he ticked all the boxes. So that is a positive as well. But now the deal is still in progress. I don't know where it is. But now I just want to touch on that the sporting coach as well. Apparently he tried to bamboo. Sorry?
Your gents are okay. That's why it was cutting off. I think it was on my side.
Yeah, what happened now?
Oh, I thought it was on my side.
I heard someone talking in the background.
It was you, Isidore. No, and I think just your screen went off now.
No, it Bram went.
It was me. It was mine.
Carry on, Isidore, then.
Okay, but now currently now the sporting bra, he actually came over into England, but he went to West Ham like for an interview. So I was like, okay, but now what is happening here now? Because Liverpool was talking to you also, and so Roman said again, Liverpool talks with him was on standby. So the next day he flew back again. So I don't know what's going on there. But now this other guy, from Feyenoord, he's now in the top seat basically. So I think he's gonna be installed as the new coach, maybe in this week or sometime next week.
Fair enough. Say no more. West Ham over the weekend.
And that's just funny, no? Because the two top coaches in the Eredivisie is Peter Bosz and Arne Slot. Arne Slot is being lined up for Liverpool, and then Peter Bosz is being lined up for Bayern Munich. It's kind of funny.
I heard Ralph Rangnick for Bayern Munich yesterday, but
yesterday the news was that Ralph was. But then again, the day before that is that Nagelsmann's going back into the job again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another one of that way with domino effect with the managers. In any case, I think in this.
I think it's all the guys out of work that I think media speculation is throwing names all over the place.
Exactly.
Because they even want Klopp to now to coach the German side for the Euros. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know if that is gonna be. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna see that. Also,
I can see Klopp.
But then again, Nagelsmann is the coach until. Yeah, I can also really see that.
I can see Klopp
maybe
taking
takes a
over
sabbatical
9.
and after when like for the World Cup, maybe remember? Can be. Maybe Klopp takes it in.
Possibly.
No. In a perfect world, Xavi is gonna see out one more year, and then Klopp is gonna come to Barcelona, and then I can also have that smiling coach on the touchline.
Say no more. Prediction is it all?
Merci for being content. She's trying to work on your nerves, Davey.
Yeah, she's getting at the right. She's getting at the right. Don't even give in to this. Prediction is it all? West Ham.
As I put her on the show. Put her on the show now tonight.
Please.
Put her on the show. Put her on the show.
Take it with the way that we can't score, maybe, bro. I don't know. Sika 1-0 Liverpool. Own goal.
I can West Ham must
Own goal.
I don't know, bro. Now look at that Palace smashed people, bro. I don't know what the hell is happening there to West Ham now. Yeah. 5 no 7.
That new coach was predicted by Palace that he's going to turn Crystal Palace around completely. And he has, like, wow.
Wow. They are knocking, bro.
But do you know what? He's another version of Ange Postecoglou 2.0. They're the same.
Yeah.
They're going to be exciting, but they're going to be found out.
Let's see. Speaking of Ange, North London Derby preview. Ram, you guys haven't played in how many weeks? And after just seeing Arsenal smash Chelsea, like I said, I'm not really going to get too gassed about it. I think the way that Chelsea are now, you should be blitzing them, obviously. You are going to enjoy a 5-0 victory over your rivals. But for me, this is the big one. I always looked at this fixture and United at Old Trafford. But how are you feeling about the North London Derby, bro?
After watching Arsenal smash Chelsea, and I'm going to be honest with you, I can see the same thing happening Sunday to us. I'll tell you why, Dave. I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna be honest and realistic, right? So statistics shows the last 10 fixtures at our place, Arsenal Spurs, we've won 7, drawn 2. We've only lost the one game, 1 in 10
against you. Last season,
right? The problem for me with the type of football that we're playing is we look more tired than teams that are in Europe, right? We look more tired than the teams that are in Europe. As was talking about Liverpool missing chances, I don't think we know what the chance is, because in the last 2 games we played, we haven't created any. We don't know what is a chance, right? We've got nothing going for us. It looks just predictable what we're doing. Yes, the derby might ignite us, and like you said, we've got time to we haven't had a game for over a week. But here's the thing: Arsenal looked lethargic, fatigued. They were for their first 10 minutes against Chelsea. They scored. Chelsea missed their chances. Arsenal got the second, and the game was over. Arsenal then found their legs. They found their legs. They found their buzz. They found their enthusiasm. And if they go 1-0 up Sunday in the first 10 to 15 minutes, Arsenal going to put 5 past Spurs. We won't come back because we've got nothing in us. Nothing at the moment. It's so sad. It's sad to think that. I was telling Ahmed last night, when all our bench players, so when I say like the additional players, the Lacelsos, Bentancurs, Højbjerg, in the first 11 games of the season, they were all injured. Right? They were all injured. Porro was injured because Emerson Royal played at right back. Udogie, after his suspension, his injury, he had an injury for 3 weeks and he was suspended. Davies played there. Spurs were at their best when he only had 11 players. As soon as all the other players came, he's trying to fit people in to give game time to everybody. And that has caused a disruption in the team because he's tried to pair Bentancur and Sarr, then Bentancur and Basuma. Then he's tried to play Kulusevski in the 10, then he's played Kulusevski. And it's badly disrupted us. Then Richarlison's injury as well. So if you ask me about prediction, if Spurs come away with a draw, I'm celebrating. True story.
I feel if we get the draw, that's us done. We can't afford any more slip-ups after that fuck up that we did against us.
I don't know why people say that the league that it's done, it's finished. Because for me, it's only finished if you mathematically cannot catch Man City.
Exactly.
If you mathematically can't. Up until that point, Liverpool, City, and Arsenal are all in with a chance to win the Premier League. And I'll tell you why. Funny enough, Spurs is either going to beat Arsenal or Liverpool or City. One of the three of you Spurs will beat. One of the three Spurs will beat. It's just going to be who's going to be the unfortunate one that's going to get beaten by us.
Who's going to be beaten? That's the thing. Now, the reason why I'm so skeptical about this because of results like last night. I don't know if you remember a few years ago when you guys played Chelsea, where Havertz scored that goal as well. Chelsea were like what in 11th place. You guys are going to want to spoil the party. I can guarantee you that.
But the thing is, Everton has heart. Everton has passion. Everton's players care. Some of these Spurs players don't care because we are safe. We're gonna end up in Europe, whether it's Europa League, whether it's in the Champions League. They all are going to. Most of our players will be going to the Euros. All those that are European, the South Americans will be playing in the South American Copa America, right? The Romeros, the Lo Celsos, they all starting. Madison knows he's going with the England squad. So we were told we were going to finish in the bottom 10 this season. Spurs have been first. We are rebuilding side. So Villa 6 points ahead. We'll take Europa League spot. That's the attitude and the DNA of our club. Right? That's the DNA of our club. If we had signed two players like Zinchenko and Jesus, it came to Arsenal, changed that mentality. They didn't do it last year. They added Declan Rice this year. Spurs will be in a different. Spurs will be speaking about finishing third. We don't have that. We don't have that in our team. So Everton fought last night because they care. We will roll over and die. That's what I'm saying. A point. I'm taking it.
Would you keep Timo Werner though?
As an added squad player, but I've not seen someone with he shoots like someone like that's gout. Have you seen him take a shot at goal? It's like it hurts him. Nunes will hit the ball at full pelt and the keeper will save it. This guy will scuff a shot, yeah, and it looks like he's in pain when he shoots at goal. But if we don't get anything, he's not better than Solomon that's injured. Mano Solomon that plays on the left. He's been out all season. And that says something. Werner's got a massive reputation across Europe compared to Solomon. I'd start Mano Solomon over him. But I'd keep him in the squad. For 15 million, I'll take him.
No.
Not more than 15 million.
Just a question. Would you play Son down the middle or on the left? And Richarlison in the middle?
If Son's on the left and Richarlison's in the middle on Sunday, I'll slightly fancy us to win. If that is how we're going to play. I'll fancy us to win the game. I'll tell you why Son gives Ben White nightmares.
Yeah.
But Ben White has had nobody that he's come up against that as put him under pressure. Ben White for me starts for England tomorrow. If the Euros start tomorrow, Ben White starts at right back over Trent, over anybody else at the right back. But Ben White has nightmares about Son. Son has scored 8 goals in the last 10 North London derbies at home.
Yeah. He always scores in there.
So,
he dunked on us. He scored 2 against us last time out as well.
Yes, he did. He has scored 8 goals in the last 10. He scored in the last 3 consecutive derbies.
Yeah.
Consecutive fixtures. So if he starts on the left, Richarlison up front, I'll go Johnson on the right hand side. I'll go Madison in the middle, and I'll go Sarr. And actually, I will go with
Bentancur.
Højbjerg. I'll go with Højbjerg.
Look at it like this. Let me tell you one thing. If Arteta plays that exact team now the other night, specifically that midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, Spurs are gonna need to play with that. They're gonna need legs and bite in that midfield because I think.
But we'll need it. second half, Davy. Remember, you're also going to be cautious.
Remember, you're a good second half team, no? You're a good second half team.
Here's the thing, though. You are not going to want to let us spoil your party. So it's going to be very tricky. How do Arsenal come out? Arsenal probably come out firing. If it's 0-0, 20 minutes pass, they will automatically, by default, hang on a minute here. You know? Because we've seen that in the derby. Arsenal come out fighting. We tend to claw our way back. We tend to claw our way back, and then all of a sudden, we are the upper hand in the game. Right? I would then rather bring on Basuma and Bentancur second off, and then bring Kulusevski on in the 10 row, because then we've got more legs, and then push Arsenal on the back foot. Push him on the back foot.
You are better second half team. Definitely.
If we are going to come out guns blazing, and you are taking the lead, what do we bring on to counter you? What do we bring on? Nothing.
Kulusevski.
That's what I say. So don't start Kulusevski. Go with Johnson. Go with Son. You bring Werner. You bring Bentancur. You bring Kulusevski on. That means Arsenal have to turn around and defend, because we're going to come at them with speed. But imagine you come with that and you can't score and they 2-0 up. What do you bring on? Ollie skip. And Udoki's out injured. Udoki's out for the season.
How do you see it going, time?
Honestly, I can see nothing but an Arsenal win for this. I just think that it's so important for Arsenal. You guys are gonna try and keep it as close to City as possible. I'm literally going for an Arsenal 3-0. I can see it. You're so gonna play out of your skin. Like it's a thing of, I feel like it's that important for Arsenal, and especially since it's in a North London derby. I can see you guys coming forward from the beginning of the game, pushing forward, like actually pushing for that first 20 minutes, like you said, Bram. But then again, at the same time, the way Arsenal's playing now, I can see them actually getting a goal. You get what I mean?
Look, for me, that is a given. They will. But David, the last two derbies we spoke about, is that the minute Arsenal don't score in that first 20 minutes, you see them go back. You see them, they retreat. And it's the same as when we play City. When City don't score in the first 20 minutes against Spurs, they automatically just go backwards. They start having poor games, right? And the same with Arsenal. If they don't score in the first 20 minutes, panic will kick in amongst Arsenal's players. It will kick in.
Yeah, it will. 100%. It will. Definitely. Look at what happened against Villa, Aston Villa. We should have been killed that game dead in the first half.
At the Emirates, remember you were on top of us.
And
all of a sudden, boom, we came back, and then we controlled the game.
You should have won the game at the Emirates. 100%.
But like I saying, it's a case of the way you guys are going to come out, the way you are playing it, and it's either going to be 3-0, or for me, it's going to go down to a 2-2 draw again. But the draw is going to kill you. The draw will kill you.
A draw is going to hurt us. That's why I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, honestly. Much as I would love us to win, there's just something about this game that makes me feel uneasy. Just to, Prem, B and I weren't laughing at you. Our doggies were going crazy at the back.
Oh, yeah. So we both muted our mics.
That's why we both muted at the same time. That's just them saying good night to each other.
Yeah.
They don't do anything, but they just bark just to have a good shout out. How do you see the North London derby going, my brother?
Check here. Before the Everton game, I thought, look, let us get this game out of the way. Then we look at Spurs Arsenal. But now I don't care, my bro David. But I hope Arsenal win, my bro, 2-1.
So
2-1, but
love that honesty.
But is it though? If we beat them, you back in.
You back in?
No,
Wouldn't you want us?
You look for them. I would love for you guys. There's gonna be a quiet game, to be honest. But my thing is just like David also said, City is that team that can go on a run.
City will win every single game.
But look, there's a bra on Facebook. He keeps on saying, but City playing Nottingham Forest this weekend. They never won them. Bruh, City can throw over that team just like it. We already know. We know how that team plays, my bro. That's like a machine, my bro.
Is it though? I cannot tell you. And this is why I say it can't be
24
over.
minutes in, City's already leading 1-0. Look there.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne, 17th minute.
Spurs will beat them.
I I'm banking on Spurs and Villa to do me something.
Do you know? I think a lot of people don't know this. City scored their first goal in 7 years against Spurs in the FA Cup. And they scored in the 87th minute. They've not scored a goal for 7 years against Spurs at Spurs. They've not beaten Spurs in the league. I think it was 9 fixtures. They haven't beaten us for 9 fixtures. They haven't scored a goal for 7 years. Do you know Nuno beat them? Spurs under. So Spurs Pochettino, Spurs Conte, Spurs Mourinho, Spurs Nuno. Spurs what was it? His name? The Conte's. No. After Pochettino, Conte's Saliri, and Spurs Postecoglou have all beaten Pep Guardiola.
So let's see.
We'll win.
I'm always confident when they play Spurs.
He always tells me this. He always tells me Spurs are going to win the game. Spurs are going to announce him, Debbie. No, not this game. Look how the game starts. And then for some reason we find it in us and we win the game.
That would be funny though, because that would mean the one thing that Tottenham can really brag about is that at least we played our part in making sure that Arsenal doesn't win the title.
The only 2 games they've beaten us in the last 7 years is the League Cup final where they fired Jose the week before the final. They beat us 1-0. And then the 1-0 in the FA Cup this year. 7 years ago was the last time they scored a league goal at Spurs.
It's just some teams that have your number. It's just the way it is.
Newcastle for us. Newcastle has our number.
Newcastle for you guys, especially they by St. James. That's what 10-1 now in the last 2 games.
No? 10-1 in the last 2 games, 16 goals in the last 4.
That Newcastle and St. James is a fixture, honestly. Final thoughts, Isidore. Wait, Barcelona Valencia predictions time before you jump out.
I can see us winning now because at least now the air is kind of cleared with Xavi staying. So I think the boys are going to try and pull something out for him. I can see a same result, kind of a 3-0 win there. Especially now since realistically there's nothing we're playing for. So I think there's going to be a lot of pressure off of them. So I think we're just going to enjoy them until now, from now till the end of the season. 3-0, a goal by Lamine, Firmine, and then every time I say Lewandowski doesn't score, he's going to score. He's going to get a penalty somewhere in the game, but he's going to get something.
Sign Dyer from Spurs.
Ty said Nunes is not going to score. Maybe he's going to score.
Nunes hat-trick.
Yes, Nunes that is too much, Brad. That is too much.
My final thoughts is there's as long as nobody's mathematically out of the title race, everybody's in it still. That's my final thoughts. Between City, Chelsea, and City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, they're all still in it. Until it's mathematically impossible, because you saw what happened with Everton. It can happen. Palace beat Liverpool.
Check your brain, and also remember Everton must still play Arsenal also.
On the last
day.
Must Arsenal play United? Who must play United?
Yeah, we must play Arsenal second last game.
Foden just scored, James.
And you must go to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
If it isn't, there's no way Liverpool is out of the Premier League title race.
Brad, I'm telling you, United is gonna fall over, bruh. They don't want Liverpool to win the league. I can tell you that.
City to win the title,
exactly.
So you're saying that, but then, for me, then Chelsea rolled over the other night. Then you could say that did the same thing because they would rather. You know what I mean? I don't think so.
I'm sure Chelsea wouldn't want us to win the title. Chelsea just
the way they played, they would be happy for you because that means you're going to buy somebody else from them again.
Yeah, probably. Was probably whoever's the worst player, maybe Action Jackson. But love. Final thoughts, Isidore.
Final thoughts for Liverpool. Look, it's a patch that we now need to get over. Salah. I'm still so baffled with our striking. The only guy that is actually scoring goals is Jota, and he's again injured.
He's injured again.
I wanted him to be in that.
He got injured last week against Fulham.
Yeah, and he scored also in that goal, the first open goal. So I don't know. But yeah, look, like Bram said, the title race is still open. You see, the thing is, man, something tells me, nah, it's not gonna happen. But look, for us, for Liverpool, is if we entered or second or wherever, Champions League football is at Anfield again next season. That's a plus for us, because that was one of our main targets. So we basically getting that, yeah. But big up to Liverpool. Let us go, my bro. Let us go next season. Let us take Klopp for the last, 6-5 games or whatever games left. Let us go for it and see what happens, yeah.
Say no more. Ty, your final thoughts, my brother, before we close off?
Final thoughts. It's the league is closed now in Spain, but at least there's still a lot to look forward to in the Premier League. I can expect nothing but an awesome weekend ahead. There's gonna be like Bam said, there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs throughout the season. The one thing that you can almost guarantee is that City is gonna do all that they can to win this league. But then at the same time, also like what Arsenal is doing now, I can really see Arsenal pushing it as much as possible. So the season could be exciting if Tottenham is the team that ends someone's dreams this season, or not. But at the same time, also, Isidore, I genuinely don't think that it's over for Liverpool, even though it does look that way now. It's really just a thing of a couple of bad results comes your way, and then all of a sudden you level on points again. You know what I mean? So you can at least guarantee this is going to be an exciting season. I mean, unless Liverpool go lose 2 more games, Arsenal lose 2 more games, and then City runs away with the title. But I can see it's going to be a solid end to the season.
Nice. Spurs is gonna have to say on all 3 teams, bro.
But big up all the 3 of you for jumping on. Big up Total Tie, big up Bram. Massive big up to Isidore. Isidore showed at least more guts than Master P, you say, Bram. At least he came.
I was waiting for Master P tonight. Hey, that guy dodges us.
He said he's working. So let the man cook. But yeah, people love to everyone in the chat.
We miss him on the show.
Don't worry, 4 more weeks to go in the business, and we'll definitely have more shows. Definitely 100%. And there's Euros coming up as well, and then the season starts, transfer shows and all that stuff. So yeah. But love to everyone in the comments. You know what to do. Like the thing, share the thing, subscribe to the thing, and of course subscribe to Total Tide Talks. Links is in the description of the video. Like I said, he's 2 subs away from 800, so let's get him there by the end of the weekend. It's DVD, it's Hotspur Bram, it's Total Tide Talks, it's Isidore, and we are out of here. Bless.
Bye, guys.